This morning on The Dish, a traditional Hawaiian feast. We traveled to our 50th state for a visit with Mark Noguchi, a former hula dancer turned chef. Noguchi's passion for Hawaiian food and culture is contagious, and he brings along a personality almost as entertaining as the Tailgate Luau. Gooch.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I call you Gooch?
You can call it whatever you like, Jeff, but sure. Yeah.
I like Gooch.
Thanks.
Mark Noguchi met us at a small farm off the grid on Hawaii's North Shore. No Wi-Fi or electric lines here. Just heaps of food and unmatched scenery.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah. You saw the goats right earlier, right?
It's unbelievable.
But
It's the backyard.
And your reaction is what we try to share with our daughters. Our daughters are growing up here, and I tell them, girls, you got to remember that people save their entire life to come here in the way that you've traveled the world, and you're like, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And it's genuine. And
It
so
is.
Telling our girls, like, don't forget the gift that we have.
Noguchi has been fascinated by food since he was a kid. But after running into trouble as a teenager, he says it was something else that saved him. Dance. From his late teens and into his 20s, Noguchi was a professional hula dancer, a job that required constant travel, where he got to meet new people and sample more of the foods that would eventually lead him to his next calling, cooking and sharing traditional Hawaiian cuisine.
I think a lot of people come to Hawaii and they have no idea what food they're about to get.
I think some of it's just misinformation. It's what is Hawaiian food?
What is Hawaiian food?
Thanks for asking. You know, it's
It's my job.
Yeah, that's right. It is your job. In Hawaii, we identify ourselves ethnically. In the continental United States, many people identify themselves geographically. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Los Angelino. I'm a Chicago. I'm from Chi-Town. Here in Hawaii, we have so many cultures, right? So it's like I'm Japanese, Joe is Portuguese, and I have, Chinese friends, and I have my Hawaiian friends. And so the same thing goes with food is when you say Hawaiian food, the average person's idea of what Hawaiian food is, it's not wrong, but we can dive into it a little bit more.
Dive into some of the best Hawaiian food you'll ever see and taste is exactly what we did.
So this is lau lau, and lau lau is taro leaves right here that we're gonna take some fish and some pork that we seasoned just with salt. I'm gonna teach you how to wrap it up. I'm gonna teach you how to finish it off this way. All right, go ahead and season this, baby. Nice. Season that with
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
with confidence. Love it. Okay, so we got some pork belly. I want you to take one of the big leaves like this. And the simplicity of this is the fact that, right, if you think about it, there's taro leaf, fish, pork, salt, 4 ingredients.
That's it.
That's it.
What more do you need in life?
Yeah, keep it simple, right? Kiss. So take a couple pieces. Go ahead. I'd like to take one with plenty meat, more fat, a piece of fish like that. I'm gonna take it. 1, 2. Wrap it up. Next, take my tea leaf.
Nice little pouch.
Also, little pouch, yeah, a little packet. And there is more than one way to wrap lau lau. This is the way I wrap it. I'm gonna tie a single knot, single overhand.
Okay.
Square knot.
It's like a special package delivery.
Here, right. And here's the package.
Maybe the most important thing to understand about Mark Noguchi is this. He does not chase what's trending at the expense of what's necessary, something the Hawaiians call pono.
You say pono over popularity always. What does that mean for you?
You gotta do what's right, It's your kuleana, it's your responsibility to do what's right. Here in Hawaii, for so many of us that are born and raised, we are tied here genealogically, like the way that a lot of us look at it is like when we mess up, we don't have the option of like, I shamed the name or I got myself into trouble with the law, I'm gonna move. So I think that there's that strong sense of doing what's right or, living my life with abandon. It's not an option.
When we asked for a spot to set up his dish presentation, Noguchi selected the exact opposite of a white tablecloth.
This is a real tailgate.
It is. This is so local style.
The presentation included dishes prepared by Noguchi, as well as some of his favorite selections from 2 Hawaiian institutions, Haiili's, a family favorite for takeout, and Helena's, owned by Craig Ketsuyoshi, who's continuing a tradition started by his grandmother. Both have been around for more than 70 years.
And Craig Ketsuyoshi is known for pipi kaula, so pipi beef, kaula string, and it's essentially beef jerky that the Paniolos, they came up with, and it was their way to preserve beef. But if you want to try it,
Yeah.
so that one right there, oh yeah, nice big, yeah. Get the Isla. Ooh.
You got to get the fat on there.
You gotta get the fat, you gotta get that oil.
Also on the menu, squid luau, pastel stew, poi, kalua pig, taro root, and salt meat watercress stew.
You'll find watercress coming out of, in the corners of most lo'i, like wetland, wetland taro fields. It grows. So, it was this very humble, almost peasant sort of vegetable. To me, this has a lot of heritage because if you think about it, when as plantation people, our local food came about because we had a lack of resources. Yet it was cultivated by the most resourceful of people.
Then there's the adobo, chicken pieces marinated in soy sauce and spices, pan-fried and stewed until tender.
Now adobo is Filipino. So now you see, right, we have this amalgamation, we got this sort of little party going on of all kinds.
It's a good party.
It's a good party. It's a great party.
For dessert, a Hawaiian coconut pudding.
What do you say?
Ke aloha.
Ke aloha.
And
Cheers, brother.
refreshments.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, that's easy. When I die, I want my wife to say that I was a good husband. I want my children to say that I was a great dad. And I want my community to say that Mark Noguchi didn't waste space. That's all I want.
He's not wasting space. It's a 10-hour flight, 6,000 miles, so we could not have food here, unfortunately.
We understand, yeah.
I got you the Lays.
You did. You
Right,
did.
after I
You brought
get
us
back.
Lays from Hawaii. He did.
And I am unabashedly a Mark Noguchi fan.
It's so easy to be a fan of his. I love that he gave others some shine.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
That was just such a moment for me in his piece, and he is a part of that community.
He is not wasting space. No way.
No.